Your beliefs are the blueprint for your actions, the foundation upon which your success is built. If you believe you are capable, worthy, and destined for greatness, you will find ways to rise, to push through obstacles, and to keep going when others give up. On the other hand, if you let doubt creep in and convince you that you are not enough, that success is for someone else, then you've already set limits on what you can achieve. The mind is the battlefield where every victory or defeat is first won or lost, and the choice of belief is the first move in that battle. Think about it. Before a runner crosses the finish line, before a business closes a deal, before a book is published or a mountain is climbed, someone believed it was possible. That belief sparked action, fueled persistence, and kept the vision alive through setbacks and challenges. You have the power right now to decide what story you tell yourself. Will it be a story of limitation and excuses, or a story of strength and possibility? This is the mindset shift that separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's not about luck, talent, or resources. It's about what you believe deep down in your heart and mind. Choose to believe in your potential. Choose to believe that your best days are still ahead. That simple choice will set you on a path where success is not just a distant dream, but an inevitable reality. Today, I invite you to embark on a journey to brainwash yourself for success, not by magic, but by disciplined thought, unwavering focus, and deliberate choice. This is not about blind optimism. It is about mastering the art of mental transformation. The question is simple. Are you ready to rewrite the programming of your mind and become the person who attracts success effortlessly? If your answer is yes, then let's begin. Every journey toward success is paved with learning, growth, and the willingness to adapt. Now, I want you to picture your mind as fertile soil. If you plant the seeds of knowledge and water them with curiosity, you create an environment where success can naturally grow. But if you resist learning or cling stubbornly to old ways, that soil becomes barren, and no amount of wishing will change your harvest. In my own life, I learned early that the world doesn't wait for anyone. When I first started out, I faced setbacks that could have easily stopped me in my tracks. But I saw each challenge not as a defeat, but as valuable feedback, a lesson that revealed what I needed to improve. The most successful people aren't those who never fail. They're the ones who fail and keep moving, who adapt and adjust like a sailor navigating changing winds. They don't get stuck in the storm, they change their sails. Adaptability means more than just accepting change. It means welcoming it. It means having the courage to say, what can this situation teach me? How can I grow from this? When you cultivate this mindset, you're not at the mercy of circumstances. You're steering the ship of your life. This is the essence of brainwashing yourself, for success rewiring your thoughts to see obstacles as stepping stones, to treat failure as a valuable teacher rather than a permanent barrier. Growth is a lifelong process. I've always believed that your income will only ever match your personal development. The moment you stop learning, you begin to stagnate. That's why reading, listening, asking questions, and seeking mentors are non-negotiable for those who want to win. Don't be afraid to unlearn what no longer serves you and replace it with new wisdom. Be relentless in your pursuit of improvement, for it's this dedication that separates those who dream from those who achieve. So, let your mind be a garden of continuous learning. Water it with adaptability. Feed it with the willingness to grow. Because in the end, success is not a destination, it's a journey of becoming. And the person you become along the way is your greatest asset. Transformation begins not in the world around you, but within the quiet chambers of your own mind. The foundation of every great achievement lies in belief and unwavering conviction that you are capable, that your dreams are valid, and that success is not just a possibility, but an inevitable outcome of your efforts. Without this belief, the strongest plans falter, the hardest work wanes, and the most talented individuals stumble. I remember the early days when my own confidence was fragile. The world seemed vast and full of obstacles, but I made a decision, a simple yet profound choice, to believe in myself, even when circumstances said otherwise. That belief became the lens through which I viewed every challenge. Instead of seeing barriers, I saw opportunities. Instead of failures, I saw lessons. This shift in perspective was the turning point. It wasn't luck that propelled me forward. It was the power of belief shaping my thoughts and actions. When you build your mindset around this belief, you create fertile soil in your mind, a place where ideas, ambitions, and goals can take root and flourish. Every setback becomes a teacher, every criticism a stepping stone. The storms of life no longer shake your foundation because your belief in yourself is steadfast and unwavering. It's like the roots of a mighty oak tree that grow deep and hold firm even in the fiercest winds. But belief is not passive. It requires action. You must nurture it daily through affirmations, through surrounding yourself with positive influences, and through deliberate focus on your strengths. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself of your past victories, no matter how small. Remember, belief is not about ignoring reality. It's about choosing to see beyond it, to envision the future you want and act in alignment with that vision. This belief breeds resilience. It fuels the courage to face risks and the patience to endure delays. When your mind is aligned with such unwavering faith, the universe seems to conspire in your favor. Remember, success is less about circumstances and more about how you interpret them. Choose to believe fiercely and watch as your world begins to transform. Energy is a curious force that follows your focus, almost like water flowing to the lowest point. Where you direct your attention, your energy naturally accumulates, feeding the actions and habits that shape your life. If you scatter your focus, reacting to every distraction or setback, your energy dissipates like wind through an open window. But when you learn to harness the power of deliberate focus, you channel your energy toward what truly matters, creating an unstoppable momentum from within. In my own journey, I noticed that success was not merely about working hard, but about working with purpose. Early on, I was like many others, reacting to whatever situation appeared in front of me. A negative comment here, a frustrating delay there. These interruptions pulled my attention away from my goals. But gradually I realized that the way to master life was to master my focus. I began to train my mind like an athlete trains a muscle, to hold steady on what I wanted to achieve and to practice gratitude for what I already had. Focus is the lens that sharpens your vision. Instead of being overwhelmed by noise, whether it be criticism, fear, or uncertainty, you learn to see clearly your destination. Gratitude is part of this practice, because when you acknowledge what is good in your life, it strengthens your resolve and reorients your energy away from scarcity toward abundance. Progress, no matter how small, fuels motivation and reinforces your belief that you are on the right path. Consider how often people allow their thoughts to be hijacked by negative news, distractions, or trivial concerns. This scattered energy leaves them drained and disoriented. But the successful person understands that focus is a powerful weapon. It allows you to build habits that align with your goals, to prioritize tasks that move the needle, and to ignore the noise that threatens to derail you. This kind of deliberate focus requires discipline. It's not always easy. The world constantly competes for your attention, and your mind naturally drifts. Yet each time you bring your focus back to your goals, to gratitude, and to progress, you reinforce a powerful cycle that creates momentum. Momentum, once built, makes it easier to keep moving forward, to tackle bigger challenges, and to realize your dreams. Remember this: energy always flows where your focus goes. Guard your attention as fiercely as you guard your time, because your focus shapes your destiny. Your mind is like a garden, and the words you speak to yourself are the seeds you plant there. If you fill it with doubt, criticism, and fear, you grow weeds, barriers that choke your potential. But if you cultivate your inner dialogue with encouragement, confidence, and kindness, You nurture a fertile ground where success can flourish. The truth is, your self-talk doesn't just reflect your reality, it shapes it. I've seen countless people struggle not because they lacked talent or opportunity, but because they carried an inner voice that told them they weren't enough. That voice was louder than any external challenge. When I began to pay attention to my own thoughts, I realized how powerful they were. Negative self-talk was like a silent thief stealing my confidence and my drive before I even began. But when I made a conscious choice to change that voice, everything shifted. It starts with awareness. Catch yourself when your mind slips into criticism or doubt. Instead of accepting those thoughts as truth, question them. Ask yourself, is this really who I am? Is this the future I want to build? Then replace the negativity with words that uplift you. Speak to yourself as you would to a cherished friend honestly, with belief and encouragement. Say, I am capable. I am growing. I am worthy of success. This is not about pretending or false hope. It's about rewiring your mindset so that your inner dialogue aligns with the person you want to become. Success demands that you believe in yourself first because the mind leads the body. If your thoughts are filled with confidence, your actions will follow suit. If you tell yourself you can handle challenges, your resilience strengthens. If you affirm your worth, your courage grows. Remember, the greatest ally you have in your journey towards success is you. Your words can be the wind beneath your wings or the chains that hold you back. Choose them wisely. Rewrite your internal dialogue daily and watch as your reality bends to match the strength of your belief. The person you become is already listening. Make sure it's a voice worth following. Gratitude is more than just a polite habit. It's a powerful force that rewires your brain and reshapes how you experience life. Imagine your mind as a garden. Without sunlight, plants wither and fade. Gratitude is the sunlight for your inner garden. It nourishes your soul, encourages growth, and transforms barren soil into fertile ground. When you practice gratitude daily, you shift your focus from what's missing or wrong to what's present and right. This shift is the foundation for resilience and success. In my own journey, I discovered that the simple act of appreciating what I had, whether it was a roof over my head, a kind word from a friend, or the chance to learn something new, changed the entire rhythm of my day. When I woke up, I made it a habit to think of 3 things I was grateful for. This small ritual anchored my mindset in abundance rather than scarcity. And before I went to sleep, reflecting on the day's blessings helped me let go of stress and refocus my energy for tomorrow. This practice doesn't just make you feel good, it physically changes your brain. Neuroscience shows that gratitude activates areas linked to happiness and reduces stress hormones. When you regularly acknowledge your blessings, your brain starts to notice more opportunities, kindness, and positivity around you. It becomes easier to face challenges because your mindset has been conditioned to look for the good even in adversity. Gratitude also rewires your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing setbacks as disasters, you begin to recognize lessons, growth, and hidden gifts within them. You develop the resilience to bounce back, not because life suddenly got easier, but because your mind has been trained to see abundance in the face of scarcity. This is the essence of rewiring your brain. For success, intentionally choosing gratitude as your daily practice. It's a seed that grows into a flourishing tree, whose roots anchor you deeply even when storms come. When you make gratitude your constant companion, you build an unshakable foundation that propels you toward the life you desire. Remember, the smallest seed of gratitude can bloom into a lifetime of abundance. Cultivate it daily and watch your world transform. When it comes to success, the mind is your most powerful tool, and visualization is one of its most effective exercises. Visualization is not merely daydreaming or wishful thinking. It's a deliberate mental rehearsal that programs your subconscious to anticipate and recognize the opportunities needed to achieve your goals. Think of it like an athlete mentally running through their performance before stepping onto the field. This practice prepares your mind to respond confidently and effectively when real challenges arise. In my experience, I learned that success begins long before action. It starts in the mind. When I visualized my goals, I didn't just imagine the end result. I pictured every detail, the sights, sounds, and feelings of achievement. I would see myself handling obstacles with calm and creativity, making decisions that moved me closer to my dreams. This mental exercise built a clear path in my subconscious, helping me stay focused and motivated even when setbacks tried to pull me away. Visualization aligns your thoughts and actions with your deepest desires. When you consistently picture yourself succeeding, your mind becomes attuned to notice resources, people, and solutions that might have otherwise gone unnoticed. This heightened awareness creates a natural momentum that propels you forward. You start acting in ways consistent with the success you've envisioned because your brain believes that outcome is not just possible, it's inevitable. Moreover, visualization strengthens your confidence. When you've mentally rehearsed success, doubts lose their power, replaced by a quiet assurance that you are capable of overcoming challenges. You develop resilience because you've already played out scenarios in your mind and you know you can handle them. Visualization is a tool you can use daily. Before you start your day, take a few minutes to close your eyes and imagine yourself achieving your most important goals. Feel the emotions of success, the pride, joy, and fulfillment. Let this vision fuel your passion and guide your actions. Remember, what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. By vividly visualizing success, you plant powerful seeds in your subconscious, setting in motion a chain of events that brings your dreams to life. Make this practice a daily habit and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. The company you keep shapes not only your thoughts, but also your destiny. It's often said that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and this is more than a catchy phrase. It's a profound truth that reveals how deeply our environment influences our mindset and success. If you want to elevate your life, you must be intentional about surrounding yourself with positive influences, people who inspire, challenge, and support your growth. When I first began my journey, I quickly realized that my circle determined the quality of my thinking and my actions. If I spent time with those who complained, doubted, or lacked ambition, I found myself slipping into that same mindset. But when I sought out mentors, friends, and colleagues who were driven, optimistic, and solution-oriented, my own aspirations grew larger. Their energy became contagious, their beliefs and possibilities contagious, and their habits a template I could emulate. Positive influences do more than just encourage, they hold you accountable. They challenge you to push past your comfort zones and see opportunities where others see obstacles. Their belief in you, often stronger than your own at times, can spark the courage to keep going when the road gets tough. This environment creates fertile ground for your dreams to grow because it nourishes your mind with encouragement and wisdom. Choosing your company is a powerful act of self-respect. It sends a message to yourself and the world about what you expect and what you will accept. I've witnessed countless times how people change their lives simply by changing their associations. The right people can open doors, introduce new ideas, and provide perspectives you never considered. Conversely, toxic or negative relationships drain your energy and dilute your focus. Be mindful about who you let influence your thoughts daily. Seek out those who are learning, growing, and striving to improve, people who reflect the person you want to become. And remember, your influence on others is just as important. Surround yourself with positive people and in turn be that positive influence in their lives. Your environment is the soil in which your mind grows. Cultivate it carefully, for it will determine the quality of your harvest. Your mind is like a sponger, remarkably absorbent, soaking up whatever it comes into contact with. The quality of what you feed your mind directly influences the quality of your thoughts, your decisions, and ultimately your life. If you fill it with negativity, doubt, and distractions, that's exactly what you'll reflect back into your world. But if you intentionally choose to nourish it with uplifting ideas, inspiring conversations, and environments that encourage growth, you set the stage for success to take root and flourish. Early in my career, I learned this lesson the hard way. I found myself overwhelmed by the daily barrage of news, gossip, and negative talk that pulled my thoughts downward. I realized that I was letting external noise dictate my inner climate, and my productivity and mood suffered as a result. So, I made a conscious decision to protect my mind like a precious garden. I started reading books that expanded my thinking, listened to leaders who encouraged action, and spent time in environments where positive ideas were the currency. You see, mental inputs are the soil, water, and sunlight for your mind's growth. If you plant seeds of negativity, that's what will grow. But if you provide your mind with the nourishment of encouragement, wisdom, and possibility, you'll harvest confidence, clarity, and purpose. It's not about ignoring the world around you or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing where to direct your attention and what you allow to influence your thoughts. This is why your daily habits matter what you watch, listen to, and discuss. Be deliberate in curating your mental diet. Seek out books that teach, podcasts that inspire, conversations that challenge your thinking in positive ways. Avoid wasting time on gossip, complaining, or toxic media that drains your energy and clouds your vision. Protecting your mind from harmful inputs is a vital step in brainwashing yourself for success. It's about becoming the gatekeeper of your own thoughts and choosing only what serves your highest good. Your mind is your most valuable asset. Treat it accordingly, and you will create a mental environment where success isn't just possible, it becomes inevitable. Changing your mindset is not a one-time event or a quick fix. It's a daily discipline that demands patience, persistence, and kindness toward yourself. I want you to imagine transformation like the slow but steady work of a gardener tending to a delicate plant. You don't expect the seed to sprout and bloom overnight. You nurture it day by day, watering it, protecting it from harsh weather, and patiently waiting for growth. In the same way, rewiring your mind for success requires consistent effort and self-compassion. Too often, people get discouraged because they expect instant results. They make one change, face a setback, or get stuck in an old pattern, and suddenly doubt creeps in. But the truth is, real change is gradual. It's built on the small wins you may overlook, the extra minute you spend focusing on a positive thought, the choice to take a productive action instead of giving in to distraction, or the decision to keep learning even when it feels hard. Each of these moments matters. Each is a brick laid in the foundation of your new mindset. Celebrating progress, no matter how small, is crucial. It keeps your spirit motivated and your focus sharp. When I started my journey, I didn't become successful overnight. There were many times I had to remind myself that the slow progress was still progress. Every time I acknowledged a victory, I reinforced the belief that I was moving forward. This celebration fuels the momentum to keep going, even when the road is tough. Patience is equally important. You must give yourself permission to be humanto, make mistakes, and stumble without feeling like a failure. Growth doesn't mean perfection. It means improvement. When you practice patience with yourself, you create a safe space for transformation to take root and flourish. Remember, the mind is like a muscle. The more you work at strengthening it with positive habits, the stronger it becomes. And as your mindset grows, so will your results. So honor every step of your journey. Celebrate the progress you've made and patiently commit to the work ahead. This consistent, compassionate effort will lead to the transformation you seek and the success you deserve. As we come to the close of our time together, I want you to pause and reflect on the journey we've just taken. A journey through the landscape of your mind. a place far more powerful than most realize. It is within this garden of thoughts, beliefs, and habits that your future is cultivated. Every great achievement, every moment of success begins here, not out there, not in some distant land, but within the soil of your mindset. This garden, your mind, holds the key to the life you desire, the success you seek, and the legacy you will leave behind. You've heard about embracing learning and growth, about rewiring your internal dialogue, and about the power of deliberate focus. You've been reminded of the importance of gratitude, visualization, and surrounding yourself with positive influences. You've been encouraged to guard your mental inputs and to celebrate every small victory with patience. These are not just ideas to ponder. They are powerful tools to build the foundation of your success. Tools that require action, daily practice, and unwavering commitment. Let me be clear. No one else will do this for you. Your success begins with a choice to take ownership of your mind and how you feed it. To decide that every thought, every habit, every relationship, every moment of your day matters. This is the essence of personal responsibility, and it is the first step toward transforming your dreams into reality. Too many people fall into the trap of waiting for the right time, the perfect opportunity, or a sudden stroke of luck. But I want you to understand that success is never about waiting, it's about working. It's about cultivating the right mindset, planting the right seeds, and tending to them day after day through sun and rain, in triumph and in trial. You have the power to change your story. It's within your reach. Starting right now, the mind that you train today becomes the person you'll be tomorrow. So I challenge you to take the first step with intention. Decide this moment that you will become a student of your own growth, a guardian of your thoughts, and a champion of your dreams. Begin by setting a clear goal that excites you, that scares you a little, and that stretches your limits. Visualize that goal as vividly as you can. Feel the emotion, see the details, and believe it's already yours. Then, surround yourself with people and environments that uplift and inspire you. Feed your mind with wisdom, positive habits, and a relentless spirit of curiosity. Most importantly, practice gratitude every day. Let it light your inner garden and keep you grounded through the ups and downs. Celebrate every victory, no matter how small, and be patient with yourself as you grow. Remember, the greatest oak was once a tiny acorn that refused to give up. Now is the time to act. The journey to success isn't a distant dream, it's a series of daily choices you make starting today. Will you choose to let negativity rule your mind? Or will you plant seeds of positivity, discipline, and belief? Will you react to circumstances? Or will you deliberately steer your thoughts toward your goals? I urge you to become the architect of your own destiny. Start brainwashing your mind for success by immersing yourself in growth, belief, and relentless action. Take responsibility for the garden of your mind, nurture it with intention, and watch as it blooms into a life of achievement, fulfillment, and abundance.